What is up, my dude?
Oh, busy weekend.
Yeah,
Yeah, had a lot of fun.
yeah.
So,
We went mountain biking.
again.
First thing Saturday morning,
Yeah, bright and early. 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
It was fun.
I appreciate you accommodating me.
Hey, no, I think the accommodation was more on your side.
It ended up being that way.
Yeah, because I made it 3 miles before I got a flat.
Did you make it a full 3?
I don't know. You said I did.
Like 2 1/4.
I didn't even look. I was just like, you know what, my distance.
You know what? Delete.
It doesn't matter.
So yeah, we ended up doing 5 total. You wanted to have a recording day.
Yes.
And so we knew it was going to be choppy and whatnot anyway. Quality over quantity
Yes.
of miles.
Yeah.
But yeah, you flatted on our first run.
I did. But luckily, Chad said, hey, Mike, you should probably wear your camera because, even if you don't use the footage, you still have it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did because I actually got some pretty good footage before I got a flat.
Yeah.
So thanks for that.
Yeah. So my wife and I always talk about this when we go through and we're like cleaning stuff out. If you decide to keep something, you can always get rid of it later.
Yeah.
If you get rid of it, that's it.
Yeah.
If you have your camera on and you're recording, you don't have to use it.
Yeah.
You can always get rid of it later.
I think you made a justification for all the hoarders out there in the world.
I just did. Yep.
If you're a hoarder, you're on track.
Hey, this is kind of personal, but recently I refused to believe that my dad was stealing from his job as a road worker.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went to his house, all the signs were there.
God. I had no idea where you were going with that.
Hit you with that incognito.
I was like, oh, what's he going to say personal?
What's he gonna say?
This is going out to the world, right?
My dad's not even a road worker.
All the signs were there. Now we're ready to record episode 26. I believe this, if my math is right, is the official 6-month mark.
It's truly halfway. There's 52 weeks in a year. Half 52 is 26.
6 months
Here we are.
is amazing. Dude,
It's pretty cool.
I know this is a small podcast, right?
Yeah.
We started this from literally nothing. We had a conversation of, hey, I was thinking about doing a podcast. Do you want to do a podcast with me?
How fast did I say yes?
I couldn't get the words out of my mouth.
I've been thinking about doing a podcast. Yes.
We have gone through so many different, things, setting this whole thing up, getting our Patreon page set up, getting our website set up, figuring out how we're going to edit and create show notes and how we're going to post, how we're going to communicate with our fans. If you look back at the last 6 months, if I would have been able to say at that point in time before we started, we're going to have this much stuff to do. If there was a list, if somebody made a list, I'd have been like, nah, I'm good.
We're okay.
But when you don't know, it's almost like the ignorance is bliss.
Sure.
We got this all set up, and the whole thing is we didn't have to have it all done right at the beginning.
Right.
It would have been awesome if we ever do a different one. Then yeah, we've
got the infrastructure.
Right, we got the infrastructure set up, which was probably the most challenging.
Yeah.
Besides, for me, the other most challenging thing was getting the audio right. And I'm still honing that, but I'm getting it down now.
But you really are getting it down. And I also, organic growth is something that is talked about a lot in the business world. And I feel like the way that the podcast has gone from episode 1 to episode 26 has been super organic. Because, at first it was just, okay, you're going to do the audio, I'm going to do the notes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all we knew.
Yeah.
And I think you've done an amazing job with the audio.
Oh,
you
thanks.
already had the Mac to start with,
yeah.
Which I feel like was a big hurdle that I didn't clear at the beginning. And so, but you found a good program, you found a hosting site for us. You went out and did all of that kind of tech side of things, and I'm decent to okay with words.
Hey, I think
that sentence isn't proof.
Yeah, you know.
But like that was sort of the division that we made at the beginning, and I still feel like, at least as far as that goes, kind of hours put in each week and all that kind of stuff. Like it's about 50-50.
I would say so.
It
Yeah,
feels pretty
for sure.
close.
I mean, now that I have got I think you came into your pattern quicker than me.
Yeah.
That was a little bit different. Like with your writing skills, and you were able to basically gather up links and everything and put them in the show notes and get that figured out to auto post to all these things all at once whenever we wanted it to. I think you got your niche a little bit quicker than me.
Sure.
And I struggled quite a bit with the audio, but now I've got a pattern that I've written down, and each week I'm doing that same pattern, but then I'm tweaking it just a little bit
Sure.
to try to get increment improvements.
Yeah.
So as of right now, episode 26, our 24th and 25th episode, I think, were probably the one that I was the most happy with the audio.
Yeah.
And I did the exact same thing. So I think 26 is going to be even better, and so on and so forth.
Right.
But where I was kind of going with this is, being a small podcast, it's really challenging to try to grow your followers.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was looking at the data this morning of people downloading our podcast. We don't know. It's not like YouTube where you can see subscribers and all that stuff. You just see downloads. You don't know
Right.
if the person listened to it or not. You hope they did.
Right.
But generally what would happen is we'd release on Thursday,
Uh-huh.
and then we'd have a spike, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's not big, but it continues to grow or stay the same from week to week.
Right.
But then we would drop down for the whole week,
Right.
and we wouldn't see very many downloads. We would see downloads, but we wouldn't see a ton compared to the Thursday drop.
Right.
But I was looking at it this morning, and you know what? This weekend, we had our best weekend for downloads day to day. So each day we had more downloads than what we had in any other day after the episode dropped.
All weekend?
So every day over the weekend, we had more people download. Like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there were more people downloading on those days than any other Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Do you think it's because of the Wise exchange?
Maybe. That was probably something that might have helped. I think also just the postings that we're doing,
Yeah.
communicating in social
We
media,
are doing a lot more social media stuff.
which is probably helping a lot too.
Yeah.
But real quick, we did have a really cool
It was
interaction.
a really fun back and forth.
Yeah, being a small podcast and trying to get our audience to grow, we hashtag and we @ people all the time on Twitter.
Right.
If we mention them.
Right.
And we have done this for companies over and over and over.
Right. No one ever talks to us.
No one does. Because companies, you suspect that they're just busy, right?
Right.
Like, it's just one person. But Wisecam actually interacted with us. And
Yeah.
it was really fun.
Yeah, we had like 6 or 7 back and forths, but over the course of 10 hours.
Yeah.
Because they talked to us a little bit Thursday night and then hit us again on Friday. But they actually listened to the podcast too.
Yeah, it
Because
was
they
awesome.
called out specific things
Yeah.
from in it. And so it was really cool, and it was really fun. And
Yeah.
we really appreciated it.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. It shows you that company is really trying to connect with their fan base.
Sure.
And that makes a big difference whenever you're going to buy a product, because if they're interacting with you, then you feel like, oh, they actually care about the consumer. They're not just caring about the bottom line. Of course, every company cares about the bottom line, right?
Sure.
But if their social media person is interacting with people who make posts about them, especially little podcasts
bitty
like
podcasts
us,
like us, yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah,
So big
super
thanks
cool.
to Wisecam for having that fun chat with us.
Yeah.
It really made our day.
It really did.
So,
Yeah.
But anyways, that's not all we're talking about today on the podcast.
On to today.
So, Chad, you had something you want to talk about. What was that?
I got my Apple Card, dude.
Sick.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. I want to talk about the up and coming Apple event and some of the things that we might find in that event.
All right, let's talk about that.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Lunchtime Tech Talk. I'm Chad.
And I'm Mike. So, you got something new, a new techie thing.
I got a toy.
You
is
got
what
a
I
toy.
feel like. Yeah, so I tweeted out last week that I got my invite,
Yes.
and from there...
Invite to what?
Invite to Apple Card.
Oh.
I signed up to be an early whatever person, which I never do. But, you know, a tech company finally got into finance, so I'm like all about it.
On board.
Yeah. But no, so I got my invite, and there were like 4 steps, you know, go through and make sure that you're on 12.4 iOS, and make sure that you have a passcode on your phone, and one other thing that I can't remember, and then go to this website and click here and put in your Apple ID. Oh, double check what Apple ID your phone is associated with, and then go to the website and put in your Apple ID.
Gotcha.
So I did that, and nothing happened, and I was super sad because I thought that
Click the button.
I thought that I was re-signing up to like just be informed early. And I told you about it, and I was like, this happened, and I posted about it, and it's not actually what it was, and I was super sad. And you were like, nah, I think you're okay. And I was like, okay. So anyway, the next day, I got my official invite.
Nice.
And so I went in, and I signed up. So it is this super short application form. And I think most of it is because Apple already has a lot of your information anyway, like on your phone. Like I had my home address in there already. I have my phone number. There's a lot of stuff that they have just because, you know, you shop through them and whatever.
Right.
But they asked for address, annual income, the last 4 of your social security number, and then you hit submit. And then it goes through and processes, and then it came back and it asked me to scan the front and back of my driver's license, and then I had my spending limit and all that stuff.
With your camera.
With my camera. So it did ask for...
So you just entered those few things.
Yeah.
And then it asked you just to basically show them your driver's license.
Prove that I'm me.
That's such an ezy application.
Such an easy application, right? So then after that, you know, it's like, here's your interest rate, which ended up being wrong. Because it ranges from 12.99 to 23.99, just depending on, you know, whatever.
Right.
And it told me the 23.99 and credit limit 1,000. And then I said, okay, and accepted our user agreement, and boom, you know, you got an Apple Card. So the next thing, it went through an Apple setup, just like anything else. You know, you get a new phone, you get a new tablet, whatever, you've got setup, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, would you like to make this card your default Apple Pay?
Oh, okay.
Which, if you recall, you get 3% cash back on Apple Store purchases.
Okay.
Get 2% cash back on anything through Apple Pay.
Oh.
Regardless of where it is, if they accept Apple Pay, you can get 2%.
Nice.
And then you get 1% on everything else. Like if you use the titanium card, titanium. If you guys forgot, titanium. If you use the actual card to swipe, then it's 1%. Or if you're paying online,
yeah,
using the card number. And so, I currently have Quicksilver, 1.5%.
Oh, okay.
That's what I had set as default for Apple Pay.
Yeah.
So 2%, no brainer.
Right.
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 So I went ahead and clicked yes to make that my default, and then that was it. We were set up, ready to go.
So easy.
So from there, I went out to settings, wallet, clicked on the actual Apple Card. I went into the payment area.
Yeah.
And just clicked pay my bill, and it said, would you like to pay your bill or pay another amount? And I clicked pay my bill, and it was like, good for you. This will make sure you don't get interest.
All right.
And I was like, I know, thanks.
Thank you.
And then I went down and clicked, I think the next screen was like, when would you like to pay it? I just said on due date.
Yeah.
So then it went out of there, and then I clicked bank, and it said, would you like to use a bank account that you've used with paying like iTunes stuff before? And I was like, sure. And I clicked on it, and my actual checking account was there, and I clicked that one, and I was done.
That is nice.
So that's how fast I set up auto pay for my statement.
That is really nice.
So nice.
Ah, man, all this stuff is like coming together for like the
Right?
wallet.
Right? So that was super easy. The only thing that, for me, as a finance geek, is kind of weird is I use Personal Capital, which has my bank account, my credit cards, my loans,
Yeah, it's
my
like
house.
gathers
Like,
everything together.
everything's linked in there, and when you open it, all of it just refreshes.
Right.
You have to have a website to link it all in,
Yeah.
and everything just lives in your iPhone. So my Apple Card
Yeah.
is the only thing that's like not on there, which
Uh-huh.
it doesn't really matter because I'm paying it in full
Right.
anyway. But like, I also do that same sort of budgeting, like everything's linked into YNAB. You need a budget.com. Ting. and it's not linked
Unofficial
there
sponsor.
either. Right. So but you can still add it and keep the balance updated, and everything works out. But
So real quick,
yeah.
what you just mentioned about there's not a website.
Yeah.
Did you...
I think there will be at some point through the parent company bank.
Did you see all the drama about this?
No.
People were making a big stink about this. Like, ooh, Apple's locking you in. They're locking you in.
Sure.
What do you do if your iPhone breaks? You can't pay your bill anymore.
Yes,
And
you
it's-
can, because you set it up like I did. It's all auto pay.
Not only that, the argument that they had about if your iPhone breaks, you'll never be able to pay your bill. Dude, if people own an iPhone, they're going to go get a new phone.
Right.
In what day and age do people like break their phone and then don't go get another one? And don't even get me started on like, well, iPhones are really expensive. Whenever they break, they're too expensive. No, because you can get them on eBay for like $150 now.
And here's the other thing. From what I can tell, there's not a website yet. There's not a website.
Right.
Because there's a spot in... So if you go to settings and go to wallet and Apple Pay and then click on your card, like there's a spot to message, there's a spot to call, and there's a website. Right now it just goes to here's what Apple Card is. But at some point,
There's probably going to
it's
be
going to
one.
be a website.
Yeah.
And so beyond that, you know how in the release video, the card was like all sorts of different colors, and when you actually clicked in it to see your transactions, like there was going to be like some sort of kind of infographic, and it was going to be shaded colors depending on like how your spending actually is.
Yeah.
So when I first got this, my Apple Card was white because I
Okay.
had no spending.
No spending.
Right? How do we code nothing?
Yeah.
Well, you don't. So it
You
was
make
white.
it white.
So I've spent one time, and it was for lunch with you the other day. Apparently, food is orange
Oh, okay.
because my Apple Card's orange now.
Nice. Nice.
Kind of a peachy orange color. But anyway, my titanium card's supposed to come tomorrow.
I hear there's a neat pairing system with that.
Of course there is.
Yeah. Apparently there's a chip in the package.
Of course there is. I'll tell you one other thing that either they didn't mention or I forgot. So you can come in here. There's a card information area. When you click on that, like it uses your face and opens it up. So you've got name, card number, expiration, security code, and it's a MasterCard. But if you think that your number's compromised, there's just a blue hyperlink, request new card number.
Isn't that awesome?
And the number just regenerates automatically, and now you've got a new number.
That's so awesome.
The old one's gone. Everything's just like that. And since there's not a number on your card,
Right.
they don't have to update and send you a new card.
Yeah.
So this actually happened to me a couple months ago. You remember me telling you about this?
Yep.
My Capital One number got stolen. Not my card, and not my identity.
Yeah.
Just the card number.
Like it was like 2000, year 2000, and people were stealing receipts with numbers on them.
Right. And so there were 3 purchases super quick, and one of them was large enough for me to get a fraud alert from Eno, the little Capital One assistant. and it said, "This looks like fraud, is it?" And I said, "Sure is," and everything froze up instantly.
Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know Capital One is having some problems right now, but the one thing that happened to me, like, they were super helpful and super quick, but I had to wait a couple of weeks to get my new card.
Yeah.
And all of my online bills and all that stuff pays through that card.
Mm-hmm.
And so until I got the card in the mail, I didn't have a number to go in and update all my stuff. And so it was a little scary there for a little bit. Luckily, it got stolen early in the month.
Yeah.
And so I had a few weeks until everything, came due again.
Right.
But yeah, it was interesting. But with this, if I thought it was compromised in any way, just hit the button. You got a new number.
I have a feeling that that's the way all of this industry is going to go. It makes sense to everybody on board.
Yeah.
Make it super easy to basically replace the number. Don't print the numbers on the cards. Make it have some sort of association to where it basically just goes to whatever server and gets the brand new number. However Apple's doing it.
Right.
This is the way that I think that you'll see most of new cards in the future, and potentially even banking cards, just because it's less overhead for them. They don't, if you need a new physical card, then they can just give it to you. It doesn't have to be embossed and all that stuff.
Right.
And if you don't have a card, you at least have a brand new card right on your Apple Wallet.
Right.
Ready to go.
The other thing, which this has been available through Apple Pay, but you can set any card as express transit, which is supposed to be easy for, obviously, transit systems. Your phone can activate what's the
NFC?
NFC.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your phone can activate an NFC without Face ID or passcode, and it's just goes through.
Yeah. So if you're flying through the subway or whatever, and you're like, beep.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
And so you may or may not want that turned on.
Yeah. I mean, if you live in a big city and you don't want to hassle.
And you use mass transit a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? I had a question for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you were going to get to it or not, but they say that the cash back is almost instant, right?
Yep.
So how did that work? Because you did one purchase. It was small, but did you get anything back from it?
What day did we go? Was that Thursday or Friday?
I think it might have been Thursday.
I got a pop-up this morning. Your first daily cash from Apple Card. You received 22 cents from the purchases that you made. So I did want to make sure and mention that, and I had forgotten. So thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they said that you don't get it once a month, you get it daily.
Mm-hmm.
However long it took for the payment to process and actually post, I think was the holdup. So if we went on Friday, I really can't remember if we went Thursday or Friday.
Right, I can't.
We rode Thursday, so we went to lunch on Friday.
Okay.
So we went to lunch on Friday. Nothing ever posts over the weekend.
Right.
So it probably posted this morning, which is technically one day later, and I got my daily cash.
That's fast.
That's pretty fast.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and so apparently yesterday, I didn't see this, but yesterday at 8:02 p.m., I got a weekly spending report from Apple Card, and it also told me that I earned the 22 cents. So I could have known yesterday.
Very nice.
But, so when you open this weekly spending report, it shows, I could have just looked here, Friday. That's when the money was spent.
There you
go. But it showed food and drinks, which is orange, for $11. And then it actually gives me the option at the bottom to pay early.
That's
so I
really
can just
nice.
click one button and pay my bill.
That's really nice how it, lays that out. You could see what days you spent more on and what days where you spent it and everything. It's really convenient to have that just inside your wallet.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to go to a site or some special app or something like that. It's just built into your iPhone.
Oh. So settings, wallet, Apple Card gives a different view than just wallet Apple Card. So this is a lot more user friendly, not setup friendly.
Yeah.
Which I mean makes sense. But
yeah. Well, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
So we've got more Apple news. Rumor has it, Chad,
Rumor has it.
September 10th
That's
is the
soon.
next Apple event. This is the big rumor. Apparently there were some leaks out there and the internet's picked up on this, and it looks like September 10th is when they're going to do the next Apple/iPhone event.
So, September is 9, 9, 10, 19. That's kind of fun. If they're being all numerology about it. Maybe they are.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know. We'll see.
I wouldn't put it past them.
So I suspect if this is really the date, at the beginning of September, we'll see the invites come out. You and I won't get one.
We haven't made it yet.
We have not made it.
Hashtag small podcast.
Hashtag goals. So yeah, no, we haven't made it. But in this event in September, we can expect new iPhones because that's just what they do every year. But there was people speculating that there would not be a new Apple Watch until somebody captured a leak of a screenshot of the pairing screen. So whenever you buy an Apple Watch, you have to pair it. And the reason why they...
Pair it?
Like a parrot.
Like Polly want a cracker?
Yeah, no. Pair
It. I'm sorry.
So you have to pair it. And whenever you do that, it brings up this funky little like algorithmic screen. It kind of looks, I don't know, kind of looks like a geometrical shape, but then it has words around it. And typically it's words of like the Apple Watch that you have, like 44 millimeter Apple Watch, aluminum or steel. Well, in this screenshot, it said titanium. So Apple is supposedly going to make a titanium watch, which they're on the titanium bandwagon right now. With the Apple Card being titanium and the watch being titanium, it's like a match made in heaven, I guess.
Titanium is super light.
Super light and it's durable.
And strong, yeah.
So in years past, they had gold
and
they had ceramic. Those were like the edition versions.
Not super rugged.
No, but I think the editions are made more for fashion.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that are generally like $1,000, $10,000,
right?
Whatever one you bought, whatever year you bought one. But this one will probably be the new edition, so a titanium version. So this would be the Apple Watch 5 that would be coming out. So this has kind of gotten people's hopes up that are really in the market for a brand new watch. A lot of people were speculating that there wouldn't be a new watch, but it's looking like there's going to be an Apple Watch 5, which is pretty exciting just because I like that, because if I want to buy an Apple Watch, like I said in the podcast in the past, I am probably going to buy one that's refurbished to save a lot of money. So that means Apple Watch Series 4 will be even cheaper than it is now, since an Apple Watch Series 5 will be the newest. So pushes it back. Makes sense.
So we talking Christmas present, or are we talking I want it, I'm buying it?
I'm not buying one.
Okay.
No.
No, not the 5. The 4.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I say that.
I'm putting you on wax right now.
I know. I say that, but my wife is in need of a newer version than I am, because she's on the Series 1 and I'm on a Series 3.
She's like a dinosaur.
Yeah, she uses it for like text messages. She uses it for workouts too.
Yeah.
And she has said, I really wish that I did have GPS in this.
Sure.
So she's the next upgrade.
She deserves it.
But I can't say that I won't get one
with her.
But as of right now, she is going to be the one that gets the upgrade. So that's really exciting. I love whenever they do watch updates, because that just means the product continues to grow, and the Apple Watch is literally
it's literally
everywhere.
Yeah. Except for on my wrist.
Yeah. Soon.
One day.
The other thing that's supposed to come out are the new iPhones. So
are they 11?
Well, right now we have what? The 10R, which is what you have. We have the 10S, which is what my wife has, and then we have the 10s Max, which is what I
That's
have.
what Big Papa has.
God, don't ever call me that again.
Daddy.
Disturbing. This is our last episode.
Oh, cool. Cool.
So, but what the rumor is that the 10R is going to be replaced and called the 11.
Okay.
And the 10S and the 10S Max, they're going to go 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max.
That's right. I did see Pro.
Which I like the Pro because that goes in line with iPads.
Yeah.
Goes in lines with MacBook. It goes in line with their new Mac that's coming out, the desktop version. So they always have a Pro line, right? Like the 10R is what I would say is the everybody phone. It is the most popular iPhone right now.
Yeah.
It's a killer phone for a killer price. But if you want a little bit of a spec bump, not a ton, a little bit of a spec bump, you jump up to the 10S or the 10S Max.
Yeah.
So that, to me, makes more sense than doing all these weird letters.
Yeah.
Right? Like
10R, 10S, blah, blah, blah. 11 Pro.
And
11 Pro Max.
I get tired of correcting my kids on
XR?
It's not X, it's 10. And they're like, Dad, it doesn't matter. I'm like,
it matters to me.
It does matter to me. And they're like, oh. Every time they say it, it's like I almost think that
it
they're
hurts
just,
you, doesn't it?
It does. I'm like, what am I raising here? What is going on? Have I failed as a father?
My kids don't even talk about iPhones.
Well, one day. Well, maybe they won't. Who knows?
Maybe the
iPhone won't be around then.
Isn't that weird to think about?
I just wonder if they'll ever name it just the Apple phone.
My wife and I were actually talking this weekend about she found this series of stuff. So it's like why Bed Bath & Beyond is probably gonna go extinct and what really happened to Kmart to drive them out of business. And they're fascinating because she likes it from the shopper side of things, and I like it from the business side of things.
Right.
But we were talking about Kmart, and she was like, what is the thing that our kids are going to grow up with, and then it's going to be gone? Because, the same thing happened with Toys R Us.
Right.
And I was like, gosh, there's no way to know.
There's not.
There's literally, it can just, something can happen, and it's gone.
Yeah.
And just like that. And she goes, what if, in 30 years, just Walmart doesn't exist? And I was like, it's possible.
It's possible.
It's crazy to think about.
Builder Square.
But it's possible.
Farmore. Do you remember any of those?
I remember Builder Square.
They all went under really fast because they found out that there was financial wrongdoings.
Yep. That'll get you every time.
Yeah. So, who knows?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
But yeah, so iPhone didn't exist when we were growing up.
It didn't.
And BlackBerry was everything.
Yeah.
And you can still get a BlackBerry. I don't know why you would.
Yeah.
But you can.
Yeah.
But some leap happens and iPhone misses the boat.
Yeah.
There you are.
It could happen.
I did see there is a little bit, and it happened in the spring launch. There's a little bit of almost poking the bear with Apple using the Pro label. Because a lot of times, it's not a thing that a professional would use, but it's the step up.
Right.
And so they call it Pro.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of tweets this weekend. I don't remember from who, but big accounts. And it was what would Apple need to actually put on their iPhone for you to consider it Pro? And I don't know, because there's no such thing as a professional phone user, So
I'm pretty good at it, and I don't even consider myself a pro.
And so it's if you just think about it as this is how we label our stuff, whatever.
Right.
But if you actually think about it as it's a tool for a professional, not really.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's been their thing the whole time. They've made Pro MacBooks.
Right.
That are not Pro level.
Right.
The specs are pretty low in
if
comparison.
You think about them like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, generally you get, it's almost like you're getting the the newest materials or the newest gadgets in the
Right.
phone.
It's Dura-Ace. It's not
Right.
Pro.
Exactly. So, yeah, I'm excited if that's the name that they go with, because it makes their line smoother across the board.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know what? I really like the MacBook Pro. Okay, you know what? I really like the iPad Pro. Okay, I really want the iPhone what? XS Max? What the heck is that?
I want the iPhone 11 Pro.
I want the Pro.
Pro.
Yeah. So I think this is just Apple's like long term.
Yep.
Let's line everything out.
Yep. And I think that that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring that up because it was being talked about this weekend.
Yeah. It has gone around and made its runs.
Yep. Okay. You can get back to whatever you were about to say.
No, that's all. That's pretty much what I have for the event. There's not really a ton of rumors out there. It's the Apple Watch and the new iPhone Pros. I think it's going to take up a lot of the time for the show.
Yeah.
Because they always have a lot of stuff to show us.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sure they've got this fancy triple camera out there that they're talking about.
Right.
And they probably have some new fancy rigmarole that you can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a pretty neat event. This is an event that I am not interested in buying anything, just because all my stuff is fairly new,
Right.
newish. I mean, my watch is a Series 3. It'll go on 2 years old here in next March, but it still runs so good.
Yeah.
And I have no complaints about my phone.
Nice.
So, yep. This is exciting. We'll probably talk more about this as we get closer, when the invites come out and stuff, and maybe more rumors will come out. Generally, they start dropping rumors like crazy before the event starts. Hopefully, we don't get too many spoilers. I would love it if they totally surprised us with something really cool.
Yeah. So the 10th is a Tuesday. We'll probably record on Wednesday
Mm-hmm.
that week.
Yep. That'll be a rushed
and
week.
then release on Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's always fun.
I'm kind of crossing my fingers. There haven't been really many rumors about this, but AirPods 3.
AirPods 3?
Yeah.
Oh, with some of the stuff we didn't get with AirPods 2.
I just want to see what the next iteration is on these things,
Yeah.
because the AirPods are now all over the place too.
Yeah.
So
Your daughter just got a pair of AirPods.
Yeah.
Does she love them?
she does. She really does like them. She doesn't use them a ton because we don't want her wearing them around the house, like ignoring us. But like in the car and in her room and stuff, she'll wear them. But
Yeah.
when she comes downstairs, I'm like, okay, you need to
Take
take
'em
those
out.
out, because like she's got long hair. I can't. She had them in one day, and she was talking to one of her friends, and I had her come downstairs, and I was like, did you get this done? Did you get this done? Did you get this done? I was going
She
through all
didn't
the
hear
lists.
a word that you said?
No, she heard, but her friend heard everything too. And it was a weird, like,
Weird. You had your privacy invaded.
yeah, I was like, what the heck? I'm doing my dad thing here. Like, I'm going through your chore list. Like, what if I asked you, did you pick up your underwear? And like something embarrassing. And so I had to tell her, I was like, Kate, I can't see those in your ears. You need to not be on the phone with your friend. And if you are, you need to let
Tell
me
me.
know.
Yeah.
She's learning the technology do's and don'ts of this world.
Yeah.
But that's the Apple event. We'll do more on that as we go. So, what do you think about some crazy tech?
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Let's do it.
Crazy tech rules everything around me. Cream, it's so crazy. Check our Patreon, y'all.
Yeah! I only know who that is because I saw your YouTube.
Because you looked over at my phone?
Yeah.
Wu-Tang?
You have got country skills. You've got rapping skills.
I just know where the beat is.
But
That's all
the
that
question
matters.
is, do you have crazy tech skills?
Oh, I got crazy tech skills.
Let's hear it.
So, this weekend, you and I decided to go mountain bike and meet at 7 a.m. And you know, in the past, I don't have the best track record of actually getting out of bed, right? So it's
I don't know
been,
what you're talking about.
I have missed so many rides and runs because, crap, we were supposed to meet 30 minutes ago, and I'm just now waking up. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
I'm not gonna make it.
I'm not going to be there.
So this weekend, Friday night, I'm like looking at my phone, and I use the bedtime setting for my alarm clock.
Yeah, the app inside of...
Yeah. Yeah.
The Apple app.
Right.
Bedtime.
And so in there, my alarm tone is like little chimes.
I love the tones in that app.
I do too. And you can't get them in any of the alarm stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Why Apple?
Why?
Why torture us?
So I'm very used to that tone to wake up. I've tried using other tones to wake up, and I guess freak out and turn them off or something. Right? And then I fall right back asleep.
Yeah.
Apparently. So I'm scrolling through looking at alarm tones, and I see that you can set like a song from your iTunes library as your alarm code.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's interesting. So then I start swiping through different songs or whatever, and this is how I got the bleep scared out of me Saturday morning and woke up super fast.
Oh god. Yeah.
And I was like, huh.
That
I got.
You basically thought somebody was attacking you from your bedside.
Yeah.
That's a terrible song to wake up to.
It's a perfect song to wake up
Yeah.
to.
If you want to scare the hell out of yourself in the morning, go for it.
So, just so you know, from now on, weekend stuff or, early morning stuff, Kendrick gets me out of bed.
So, how did your wife handle that? Did she sleep right through it? Or was she
She woke up, but she was instantly.
She's gonna associate you waking up to that song with going to do running and biking activities with me. And she's going to somehow subconsciously get this hatred for me.
That comes and boils up inside of her every time she hears Kendrick?
Yeah, she's gonna be like, I got hatred for Mike. That's my rap right there. You like that? Was that good? No, it wasn't good. Well,
yeah,
that's a fun little trick to be able to do that.
Yeah.
My kids do that with the Alexas.
Ah.
You can say, hey, wake me up with this song.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't do that just because I would probably be very cranky if I got woke up to that song. Yeah. So yeah, if you didn't know that, you can do that.
Yeah, you can set a song to wake up to.
That's good to know.
Probably don't set it to max volume.
Oh.
And probably don't use a song that you really like, because you might end up hating it.
Yeah, you probably wind up hating it because you'd be like, oh god, I gotta get up. Every time that song comes on, you're like, oh, is it time to wake up? I'm already awake.
What in the world? I'm driving down the road.
So my Crazy Tech is an app, kind of like yours, but different. Mine is, so I try to do a lot of editing of video and audio on my phone. I figure this is a computer. I should be able to do the majority of the stuff that I want to do on it.
Right.
And I probably have talked about LumaFusion, which is an app that I use to edit my videos with. It's an amazing app. But this is an app that actually reduces background noise in audio. And it works really, really well. It's called Brusfree. It's BRUSFRI. And I don't know like who makes this app or what, but basically it's super simple. You basically open it up, you select an audio track that you have, and then you hold down this little ear button on the screen during the part that you have like silence and you're just trying to get the background noise out. And then whenever you let go of it, it eliminates all of that noise from your track. And then you can do slight adjustments after that. On the left side of the screen, whenever you scroll over, you can adjust basically how quickly it detects and how quickly it jumps back and forth, and then the gain on it. And I don't know all the audio terms, but it's basically 3 little things that you can dial in to get the sound exactly how you want it. And then if you go all the way over to the right side of the screen, scroll over 2 times from that screen, you've got high-low adjustments. And then you have one other adjustment to basically clean up the audio. But this worked so fast for cleaning audio on one of the videos that I did that I'm actually going to try this with this podcast. I'm going to send it to you, Chad, and then I'm going to create the other one the way that I always create it. And then I'm going to send that one to you and say which one sounds better. So you're going to have, I'm not going to tell you which one is which. It's going to be a blind test to see which one sounds better. But
blind taste, ear, listen,
yes.
Sound test. A blind sound test.
A blind sound test.
There we go.
And you can tell me which one sounds better, but then I'm going to also send a third one where I run it through this program and then I run it through Audacity.
Both. Double whammy.
And we'll see. I'm afraid that if I run it through both, it's going to reduce the volume so much and not be as clear, but we'll just have to see what happens. So it's an expensive program. It's $15. But whenever you think about what it does for how simple it is and how quick you can actually rip out like static sounds from your audio tracks for videos, for whatever, this is amazing. I really like this tool. So we'll see how it works in the blind test, and we'll let you guys know. But what's really nice about it is you can export through the share sheet. You can export to a whole bunch of different apps.
Oh, nice.
So I can go straight to LumaFusion. I can go straight to iMovie, and I believe I can also go straight to voice memos. Nice. I think it'll go straight to there. So there's a lot of options for it. It's $15. BRUSFRI. However you say that.
It looks like it's from a
French?
No. The production company looks like Icelandic or Norwegian or Finland, like up in that upper European area.
They do make a lot of other things. Like they make some pretty high-end like audio tweaking stuff. So this is just one app that they have. They sell all kinds of different ones. But yeah, $15 and you can have yourself a very fast way to remove bad sounds from audio.
Nice.
Chad, I got something I want to follow up on with you.
Okay.
Did you ever get the lock combination figured out?
No. Can I actually looked at it last night some, and it is becoming a frustration for me. It's not a master lock, first of all.
Okay.
It is a combination lock, but it's not a master lock. And I have a master lock sitting around at home. I've watched several YouTube videos. I've gone through and tried the techniques on your lock, and I just can't get anywhere with it. I went through and tried them on my master lock and popped it right open.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So a lot of like comments on the YouTube videos have been like, of course this works with a master lock, they're so loose, blah blah blah.
Oh, okay.
Like, so maybe they're a little easier to crack.
Yeah.
But also all the videos are using master lock combinations.
Gotcha.
Now, here's the thing. Your combination lock is still 0 through 39. Like, the pattern is the same. Like, everything about it is the same, but obviously there's something a little bit different about either how the grooves are cut inside or how close to spec or how far from spec or whatever. But like, I can go through and I can find all of the, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on it, but it is a source of frustration for me now.
So basically you haven't gotten it.
No. Long story short, no.
Isn't there like a free lunch in this?
There is a free lunch in it.
I mean, I figured you'd have it by now. Free lunch is free lunch.
I spent 2 different lunch hours on it, and I spent a solid 3 hours on it one night.
I feel really bad
while watching TV.
I feel really bad that you're doing all this time and you're sending the signal to Google that you're a thief.
Right?
They think you're just going to break into everybody's stuff. Well, that's all I had for this week. How about you?
Yeah, that's all I got too.
All right. Do you want to tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, you can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. You can find our show notes on the web at LunchTimeTechTalk.com. You can find us on all the social medias. We're at Facebook and Instagram, Lunchtime Tech Talk. We're on Twitter at LunchTimeTechT1. You can go back and read through our conversation with Wisecam. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
They posted a Ghostbuster GIF.
Yeah.
GIF. Do you go GIF or GIF?
It depends on the day.
Me too.
And who I'm talking to.
Me too. Anyway, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MSUMac. That's MSUMACC. Mike, where you at?
You can find me on Twitter at run_bike_Mike. And you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, and Zwift at runbikemike. Don't forget to check out our Patreon. We just put up a new little video to kind of give everybody an idea of what we're all about, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then also you can subscribe to us on YouTube. Don't forget about that. All of our stuff, all these podcasts, plus any video that we create drops on YouTube.
Speaking of videos, Mike put out a really kind of fun and informative video this weekend from our bike ride.
Yeah.
On how to repair sidewall tear.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little footage from me, but it's mostly Mike. But if any of you are bikers or fans of ASMR, it's one that you can check out.
Or beer.
Or beer. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You also crack a blue moon in there.
There's a beer in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check it out. I would appreciate it. And subscribe while you're there.
And
What the heck?
And smash that like button
Smash
and
it.
ring that bell.
Ring that bell, bro.
Bro.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for sharing your lunch with us. Bye.
Bye.